Welcome. If you watched 2 videos ago, you're probably wondering, Alyssa, what the hell is in your hand? I know, I said I wasn't gonna spend the money. I said I wasn't gonna buy it. But I got such good deals last month and I've been doing so much ASMR content. I treated myself. To these. I still don't know if they're worth the price, but I will let you guys know. This is my first test out with a YouTube video, so we'll see how this comes out. I sound amazing. Hopefully good. If I'm being honest, I can't believe I'm sitting here making this video. I knew I was gonna stick to it, I really did, but I didn't know I would be able to go this far with it. So let's talk about it. How has UGC been for me for the past year? I have been doing it for a year now. Actually, it's August, so it's a little over a year. I planned on making this video last month, but like I said in my last video, I was so busy last month. UGC has been going great. I have been so busy, which is really good because I love what I do. I love being able to look forward to the next morning and doing my work. It sounds so crazy, but I look forward to waking up and working. So it means all the hard work I put in this past year is worth it. I will admit I've been a little overwhelmed the past 2 months, which I guess is a good thing because that means it's going really well. But I'm a one-man team. I do all the editing by myself, answering all the emails, finding clients, negotiating, planning, scripting, everything is done by me. So it does get really overwhelming. This job is not easy, but I will say staying organized, having a routine for yourself, a good plan will help a lot. And not only that, when you're a one-man team, it kind of feels like there's something that always needs to get done. I always feel like a little behind just because I'm one of those people that I want to get everything done. If I got something to get done, I want to get it done. So when I get overwhelmed with my work, it's just that thing where there's something always going on that you could be doing more, and it doesn't help with, social media. You see other people working and you always compare yourself thinking they're doing more. You could be doing a lot more than what you're doing, but sometimes it's really not like that. If you're a one-man team, you can't be doing it all. Be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, and give yourself room to do the work. Can't all get done in one night. Sometimes my mind thinks that it can. One of the hardest things is being so consistent. You are not passionate about it and you really don't want it. It could definitely be really hard to stick to. I will be so honest, last month, I didn't even send any outbounds. It was all inbounds, which is so amazing, such an accomplishment. That's really, really good. That's my goal. I want people to be reaching out to me because like I said, I'm a one-man team. Obviously, it makes my life easier if I don't have to sit at my computer and find clients to pitch to and pitch myself. If they're finding me through my social medias, through my content, through the ads, all of that, that's amazing. That's really what you want. Pitching and finding clients can take a lot of time. It's time consuming. So if you can get yourself to a point where people are reaching out to you and that's how you're getting your work, that's saving a lot of time. I was kind of scared to share that in this video. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna say it, but I feel like it does make sense. For some reason, I get a little scared to share my accomplishments, which I shouldn't, but that's what the video's for. I'm trying to update you guys. So yeah, last month, I didn't send out one outbound. They were all inbounds and it was amazing. I mean, I've said this concept to you guys multiple times, but in the last video, I was saying the past emails that I've been getting is like, oh, I saw your YouTube video. I saw your Instagram post. I saw you in an ad. I would love for you to make content for us. So they're finding me through other ways besides me pitching them or sending an email saying, I would like to work with you. That's amazing and I'm so grateful for it. But like I said, that proves the point of me telling you guys, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to post your content because brands and clients can find you through that and reach out to you to get content from you. And that's work for you that you didn't have to put in the effort to pitch yourself. Like I said, if you don't have a passion for it, it just might be a little hard to stick to because I absolutely love this so much. And I will be honest, I still have days where I struggle. I mean it when I say that you have to be your biggest supporter and you have to keep that positive mindset. So much easier said than done. Trust me, I know I don't have a positive mindset 100% of the time. But believing in what you're doing with this is so important. Because let's be real, you can't have a positive mindset every day. You're gonna have days where you feel like you can't do it and you're gonna stop and be like, what the hell am I doing? And why do I even think that I can do this? And when that happens, I try and take a step back and just remember why I started, why I'm doing this, and just thinking about what I'm grateful for, and that I am grateful for this moment will most of the time keep me out of a bad headspace, or at least help me throughout that day. It sounds extremely simple, but the more you pay attention and focus and dwell on the positive things, the more positive outcomes you will notice and positive thinking in your life. When you're in that headspace of being negative and you're focusing on everything negative, everything's negative. Take those things that you were thinking about and look at the positive. Turn them into something positive. It really sounds so simple, but when you train your brain to do that, it will help you so much in your life. Just doing that will change the outcome of things, will change your perspective on life and what you're doing. Having that positive mindset is so important. Like, I could not have done this job if I didn't put the work in to change myself, to literally change myself. Once I did this, I saw so much change in myself, in my work, in my life. It's crazy. It was like everything that I wanted to happen started happening. The jobs started coming, the clients started coming, the money started coming. There's so many moments, and still to this day, I have so many moments where I feel like I'm living in a dream. And I know that might sound so crazy because, like, it's not like I have this like extravagant life, you know, that most people would be like, it's a dream. But I waited for this moment in my life, my whole entire life. My past was not the prettiest. Definitely was not. I went through a lot of shit that if I didn't take the time to work on myself, there's no way in hell I'd be sitting here talking to you. The only thing I wanted was to be living in a place by myself and working a job that makes me happy. Making money was something that makes me happy. I didn't think it was going to be possible, but I was able to do that for myself. So yes, I am so grateful for where I am. Another very important thing, to be grateful for any stage that you are at right now. I don't care if you're at the beginning, the middle, whatever you are, just be grateful for it. You are not meant to be at the 10th stage like the person you are comparing yourself to. You're meant to be at the stage that you're on. And the person you're comparing yourself to was definitely at that stage at some point in their life. Enjoy the process, enjoy the learning experience, and stop trying to rush it. You set this goal that's so big and it's so far that way. Meanwhile, you have 15 steps in between to get to that goal, and then you see that huge goal and you just stop. You don't make action towards that goal because it's so big. Focus on the 10 little steps that you need to do to get there one by one. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Standing here and looking at a future goal can be so intimidating. So get a pen, get a piece of paper, write down your steps, take it day by day. Don't make it so complicated. I remember I literally went out and bought a notebook, took a pen, and was writing shit down. If you watch my video, the first UGC, you'll see that's the notebook I'm talking about. My first week of UGC, I went to, I think, Marshall's, bought that notebook, and was ready to start writing what I needed to get done. I was so scared to start. I think I spent months debating on starting. Looking back, I wish I just did it. I wish I just went for it. Why was I waiting and stalling? I say that now, but you know, everything works out the way it needs to work out. But what it really is, you need to force yourself to start moving. I remember I saw this quote. It was something like, the only difference between you and the person you're comparing yourself to is that they took action and you just sit there and think. I'll be honest, that probably wasn't the exact quote. I definitely butchered the shit out of that. But it was along the lines of that. You get what I'm saying? But really, if you aren't putting any action into what you want and you're just watching everyone around you do what you want to be doing, that's on you. That's you to blame. You got to get yourself to start moving. Just put yourself out there. Who cares what anyone thinks? You want to be a content creator. You're doing something that you're passionate about, that makes you happy, then go for it. You're happy doing what you're doing. If you want to be a content creator, be a freaking content creator. If you want to be something else, go do it. You will be so much happier in life once you just stop and focus on yourself. Make you a priority just for a little bit. I think the best thing I ever did for myself was take a full year to just focus on me and what I wanted. The recording stopped. What was I saying? Taking the year to focus on myself. It was the best thing I ever did. This is now my full-time job. I don't go to a job. I do UGC full-time. I get to work from home, which I love. I get to make my own hours, which I also love. I am growing this shit as much as I can. And even when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. Now, this is not to say don't up and quit your job. Make sure you have money. I definitely, in that moment, I felt like I was taking a huge risk on myself. I did make sure I had money in my savings, but I remember thinking about it for a while, and I was just make sure you have savings just in case. I'm an overthinker, so of course I'm like, well, what if tomorrow this whole thing falls apart and I make no money and now I can't pay the bills and you know how it, if you're an overthinker, you know how it is. So just make sure you have the extra money, but don't be afraid to take a risk on yourself. I would say that was the first time in my life that was like a huge risk for me. I have to pay bills, you know, it's a lot less of a risk if I was living at home and I didn't have to worry about things like that, but I have to worry about paying bills. So I had to make sure I was a little safe. I feel like that's a trend going around now. All the time I see videos pop up on my YouTube. I quit my job, now what? Or I just quit my 9 to 5. You know, it's like trending right now that people are just quitting their job and then having no plan lined up. As an overthinker, I can't do that. I had a little bit of a plan, and it was just a matter of, can I work my ass off to get to that point so that I could be paying my bills and doing this full time. Just make sure you have the money. Even like one of the huge things that you will learn doing UGC is that you don't 110% know when you're going to get paid. Some brands and clients can take a little longer to pay you, and you might think that you're getting that $1,000 in June, but you don't get it till July, and you can't really depend on that to pay the bills in June if you're not getting it till July. So be cautious of that you really just have money to pay your bills. Don't just quit your job. Everyone on YouTube is making it look great that you could just quit your job and have no plan. I don't know how they're doing that, but not everyone can do it. I've even heard crazy stories of UGC creators just not getting paid at all, like 4-figure brand deals not getting paid. If you're depending on that 4-figure brand deal for your rent, for your food, for your electric, for your livelihood, you're screwed. So that's like one of the downsides of this job, I will admit. Pay can be tricky. It's nice when clients and brands pay you on time, pay you in a decent amount of time, because again, we gotta pay our bills too, but it's not always the case. The money aspect, I've talked about this before, the money aspect is something I struggle with a lot. In this past year, I've improved so much. I grew up having a really poor relationship with money. I still kind of do. I've gotten, like I said, so much better, but having a poor relationship with money can make it really hard. Negotiating, pricing, just having a stable income. Some people would rather have a 9 to 5 so they know I'm going in 9 to 5 for this week. I am getting this amount at the end of the week and I know I can pay my bills. This, on the other hand, yeah, some weeks you might not make that good of money. The next week you might make triple what you made last week, which is awesome. But some people don't like the fact that the income's not stable, which is totally understandable. And like I said, I don't have the healthiest relationship with money, so I struggle with that too. That lifestyle is very comforting for most people. And yeah, I mean, it would definitely be comforting for me, but I personally would rather put in the extra work so I can have this job because this is what I want to be doing. It's not for everyone, and I totally understand that. I truly enjoy this. I did not want to be showing up to a job at the same time every day, doing the same thing, working for someone else, getting paid the same thing. Now I'm in charge of my income, how much I work, how much money I'm making. But like I said, the self-doubt can really kick in sometimes. For example, last month, I made over $5,000, which is great. I'm happy with that. But I can't tell you how many times that month that the self-doubt was insane last month. Just because I'm hitting the numbers I want to hit, I still have doubts. I still am down on myself. I still have negative thoughts. And yeah, it sucks. I don't think that stuff ever ends. I don't know if that'll ever end. But like I said, be consistent with it. Get your name out there as much as possible. Me getting my name out there and making content and having people reach out to me has done wonders. I have gotten such amazing opportunities from doing this job, and I'm so grateful for it. I've even met so many amazing creators, which I am so grateful for. That was another huge goal of mine when starting this. Not only did I want it to be full-time, but I really wanted to connect with people that also enjoy creating content. I don't have anyone around me, like living physically in New York, that I relate to with creating content. I don't have any content creating friends or anything around here. All the people that create content that I enjoy talking to are all in a bunch of different states, somewhere in the States, or honestly, sometimes not in the States, which is really cool. Sometimes you guys message me and you're out of the States, and I'm like, holy crap, this person's from like France? Very cool. But all of that to say is because I got over the fear of putting myself out there, uploading my content, and just being me, which sometimes can be very, very hard for people to do on the internet, to just be you. Brands love it, clients love it, and you want to know what? People that follow you love it too. You guys see my channel, you guys see my socials. I don't have hundreds and thousands of followers. I don't need that. I'm not looking for all of that. And honestly, these days, truthfully, it's not even that important, because you can go on these accounts. Some of these accounts will be like millions of followers, and their engagement is shit. It's so shit. They'll have 500K followers on Instagram and then get 200 likes and 5 comments. Something's not adding up there. Your content, the way it performs, and your engagement, your creativity, all those things are so important. Your Instagram with the followers, not as important when you're doing UGC. They're coming on your page. They want to see what you can create. They want to see your personality. They want to see how you can edit. They want to see how good you are at what you do, not how many followers you have. Okay, yeah, so let's wrap this up a little bit. The whole year has been amazing. The first 6 months were great. These past 6 months, even better. Like I said, I've been getting a lot of inbounds. That was one of my goals, to really put myself out there. I also wanted it to be full-time, which I am so grateful for that I was able to do that. My biggest piece of advice: consistency is how you are going to win. Whether you're feeling down, you're feeling up, I don't care how you're feeling. Remember your why, and you know that you want it, so keep your consistency. Being consistent will really, really, really pay off. I'm not talking about for algorithm purposes being consistent, like to get followers on Instagram, you gotta upload this many times a day or this many times a week, No, just be consistent throughout the week. Make it a point to whatever social platform you're focusing on, maybe upload 5 out of the 7 days, 4, like, just make an effort to be consistent with yourself. Make a plan that works for you. It doesn't have to be upload on Instagram 3 times a day, 7 days a week. It really does not have to do that. Trust me, I do not do that. I don't have the time for that. I focus on UGC. I focus on everyone else's accounts before my own. But consistency, even when you're discouraged, you will win. Don't sell yourself short. If you want to do it, you can do it. Put yourself out there, get started. I have a video on how to get started on my channel. I've shared my whole journey on my channel. Trust me, like I said a year ago, I had no idea I would be sitting in this spot doing this full time, talking to you guys. It was my goal. I was pushing for it. I was positive. I was consistent, and I was able to do it. And you can do that too. In those moments, trust me, I had no idea it was going to work out or not. The unknown can be very scary. We all know that. And if you're even more scared than I was, you can write it down. Write down what is the worst thing that can happen and how you can come back from that. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching and for listening and following along to my journey. I absolutely love sharing with you guys. I love connecting with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I say it all the freaking time. It sounds like a broken record. I'm sorry, but it's one of the many things that I absolutely love about YouTube. You guys are absolutely amazing. You really are. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps my little channel out. Thank you. Thank you. You're amazing. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.